I'm trying to make sure I've got everything out for you here. This is part of my sauces videos. I wanted to do a series on sauces, and I've already done the brown gravy, okay? Brown gravy, an easy thing to do. And I'm going to be doing some more brown gravy for myself because I've got a sauerbraten in the oven. The aroma's beautiful right now. But I thought in the meantime, while it's cooking, I wanted to show you this neat little recipe. Now, this is what a lot of people call the base sauce or the beginning of sauces. It is just a white sauce, folks, and it's a very simple thing. A lot of people call this cream gravy, okay? So that tips you off a little bit. Now, cream gravy in some people's minds is where you take the drippings from something that you fried, and then you add some flour to it, cook that up, and add some milk, and boom, you've got you some cream gravy. And actually what you've got there is what I like to call country gravy, all right? Because that's done with like chicken fried steak, or country fried steak, some folks call it, and chicken fry, or fried chicken, things like that. Very common, okay? So they'll do what's called country gravy. Cream gravy is a little more straightforward and a little more white sauce-ish. Okay, so white sauce is where we take and make a roux with some butter and flour. And then after I cook that roux, it doesn't take long, I add in cream. The cream then thickens because of the flour that's in it once it comes up in temperature. And then once that has happened, you've got your basic white sauce. Add a little bit of salt, some pepper, and if you want other spices to create other things. You can also melt in some cheese and suddenly you've got a cheese sauce. There's things you can do with this. And so it's a really neat basic beginning for a lot of neat stuff that you can do. I do cream gravy on a regular basis for a lot of stuff. I love it on mashed potatoes in addition to fried meats and other good things. So come on over, let me show you what we've got to work with, and we're going to make this right now real quick. Okay, it all begins with a basic simple saucepan and some butter. So I've got here butter, flour, some salt, black pepper, and cream. And I'm starting with about 3 tablespoons of butter, and with that I'm going to cook in that flour, but I want to melt my butter first. So I'm going to bring this up in temperature, and I'm going to do that with a medium-low flame. So I'm turning that down a bit. As soon as my butter is melted, I will sprinkle in the flour and then stir it with a whisk. After that, I just let it bubble and cook. Now you can see there that butter beginning to melt, and as soon as it's fully melted out, that's when we begin the rest of this. This is not a difficult thing to make, so never make the white sauce troublesome. But I will say this, you will notice when it comes to chefs, how they make a roux varies from chef to chef. Some chefs will use very little butter and a lot of flour, and it'll be very thick, almost paste-like. All right, and that is kind of an old-fashioned way of doing a roux. I think it is basically a chintzy way of doing a roux. You're just backing off of the butter mostly. And when you do it that way, you have to very slowly work in whatever liquid you're trying to mix with your roux. So it takes longer for that thick, pasty roux to work. When you do a roux the way I do one, which is kind of what I call a loose roux, it will bubble up, it'll foam, it will be easy to stir, and it'll be quite liquidy. Your flour cooks very evenly that way, and it cooks quickly. And then when you go putting in cream, the cream will very quickly mix in with the other ingredients, and you don't have to go through the slow thinning process of that very thick paste. All right, very easy. There we have our butter. It has gotten nice and warm. So here's our flour. Now, how much flour you use is your business. I'm not using all of that. I'm going to use maybe, a total of 1/8 of a cup. And I could use more, but I just don't have to. I don't need to make that much of this for this demonstration. I can use more if I wanted to make a large batch of this. Let's say I'm going to make, chicken fried steak for 5 people. Well, yeah, I'm going to produce a huge batch, and it's probably going to start with a whole stick of butter and about, a third of a cup of flour and a quart or more of heavy cream. Now that's another thing, is I don't use milk. I don't use half and half. I like to use heavy cream for this. It's whipping cream. And that's what works really, really well when it comes to making a very good quality cream gravy. Or if you prefer, if you want to call this white sauce, go right ahead. Now if you'll notice that gets foamy, that's exactly what we're looking for. So I'm going to pause the camera for a moment. However, let me get a timer that we can use. So I have a little count up timer here. We'll use that. Now my other timer back there is being used for my sauerbraten, so I've got to leave it alone. At this point, I don't add any seasoning or anything like that. You can if you want. If you were going to use cayenne in this, or paprika or something like that, it wouldn't hurt to cook it in at this point. It would be very delicious tasting. You see how we got some color change starting to happen there. I want it just a little darker than that. I want it about the color of a peanut. Okay, let's take a look. Now we got the right color. 1.5 minutes. All right, so that happened quickly, didn't it? At this point, this is where we go ahead. And if you notice, I didn't go easy on that cream. I just went ahead and dumped it right on in. And how much? Well, not a whole lot. I put in maybe, a half a cup to a cup, somewhere between there. Maybe 3/4. Now, all I have to do is I'm stirring this. I'm going to bring it back up to a boil. Okay, and I'm already feeling it thicken right now. So you can see right there, we're seeing that sauce develop. Look at that. All right, and that thickening has happened. Didn't that happen easy? Much easier than using the thick pasty roux. Okay, so remember this little technique. Now, of course, you want a bit of salt in there, just like this. I'm going to put in about 1/2 teaspoon. I'm going to put in a little bit of black pepper. And boom, right there. That is a neat cream gravy. Now, again, I'm going to be bringing this back up in temperature. It's going to thicken a little bit more, and I will keep reducing it down until it comes to just the thickness that I want. Okay, and it is very close now. If I can barely see the bottom of the pan when I do that, I'm doing pretty good. It's coming to a boil again. And I've had this over the same temperature this entire time. This has been over a medium-low heat. My time now, 3 minutes, 42 seconds. And ladies and gentlemen, right there, we have cream gravy. That is ready for whatever you want to put it on. Okay? Don't make it any harder than that. Keep it very simple. At this point, if I wanted to make a cheese sauce, I would simply sprinkle my cheese into this and start melting it in. Of course, you're going to have to use a melting cheese. You could use cheddar or mozzarella or Oaxaca or any number of great, wonderful tasting cheeses that will melt nicely. Okay, so enjoy those, enjoy this, and remember, as we reach 4.5 minutes, it don't take long to make a beautiful cream gravy. Right, that looks good right there. Oh yes. Now, a beautiful, beautiful cream gravy, ladies and gentlemen, made from cream, all right? Very simple. Look how well that coats, nice and thick. Yeah, All right, see, I can do that all day long. All right. That's fantastic tasting. Folks, next time you're doing some mashed potatoes, you want a little cream gravy with them? It's just an extra pot and a few extra minutes. I mean, right now, even with me moving the camera and everything, we're only up to 7 minutes. The whole video, as you've already seen, just isn't that long. Making cream gravy is easy. This is your base sauce. This is white sauce. And you can make this a number of ways. So whether you're using pan drippings or butter or another oil, make it yours and just kind of evolve it and work it into all kinds of different things for yourself. I like doing a spicy one with a little cayenne in it. So it's like a spicy white sauce. It's just fantastic. So folks, give that a try. Thank you very much for watching this demonstration. If you would, please take a look right down underneath this in the comments. In my description box, I'm sorry. That's my links to my website, to my recipes, and also to other Texas Cooking Today merch. Please take a look at that. There's some cool stuff there. And if you would, my social media is also there. Click on any of those and join me on Facebook, Twitter, or others. Please, folks, drop something in the comments box. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Tell me what you do to make your white sauce and what variations you like. Folks, thank you very much. Enjoy this and have a good day. Bye-bye.